services and social justice, and there's no community of people who play a more essential role in the health of a community than the social work community. So I'm really thrilled to be able to spend some time with you today. As was indicated, my work has been primarily organized around confronting this horrific problem that has emerged in America connected to surrounding mass incarceration and excessive punishment. We're a very different country today than we were 40 years ago. In 1972, there were 300,000 people in jails and prisons. Today, there are 2.3 million. The United States now has the highest rate of incarceration in the world. We have 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's imprisoned. The percentage of women going to jails and prisons has increased 640% over the last 20 years. 70% of these women are single parents with minor children. Today, there are 6 million people on 6 million people on probation or parole. There are 70 million Americans who have criminal arrests, which means that when they try to get a job or apply for a loan, they're disfavored. The statistic that really breaks my heart is that the Bureau of Justice now predicts that 1 in 3 black male babies born in this country is expected to go to jail or prison. The statistic for Latino boys is 1 in 6. This was not true in the 20th century. This was not true in the 19th century. It's become true in the 21st century. I spent a lot of time in poor communities with young kids, and when I have honest conversations with some of these 12 and 13-year-old boys, they tell me that they don't expect to be free by the time they're 21. There is this sense that incarceration, that arrest, that jail and prison is inevitable, which is a true tragedy and a real crisis. I believe there are critical things that we all must do, but I want to talk about 4 things very briefly this afternoon. I am persuaded that if we are going to end mass incarceration, if we're going to challenge excessive punishment, if we're going to create more justice in the world, we've got to first get proximate to the places and the spaces and the communities where inequality, where abuse, where neglect, where poverty and despair are evident. I really do believe in the power of proximity. We have our project in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a community that proudly calls itself the cradle of the Confederacy. It is a former slave state. It is a lynching state. It is a state that legalized segregation and racial bias for decades. And yet it is a state where there are very few resources. And I really believe that it's necessary for those of us who want to change the world to get closer to the spaces and places in our nation where there is this tremendous need. I am the product of proximity. I grew up in a community where black children could not go to the public schools. When I was a little boy, I started my education in a colored school. Lawyers came into the community and made them open up the public schools, and because of that, I was able to go to high school and go to college and then go to law school. And I was really uncertain about the kind of legal career I wanted until I took a course that required me to spend time with an organization providing services to people on death row. It was actually meeting people on death row who literally were dying for legal assistance that radicalized my interest in the law. It got me close to this world where there was tremendous despair. I often talk about the fact that my clients have gotten younger and younger,